So you applied for this job, they have shortlisted you, and they have called you for an interview. What do you do next? In the previous episode, you can find it in the link above, we discussed how in this day and age, especially in the developing world, jobs are so hard to come by because donor aid was driving the majority of the workforce. The nonprofits were driving the majority of the workforce in the developing world. And with the cutting down of the aid, the US has completely cut down its aid, and the other donor countries have redirected their aid to other priority countries, other priority areas. Now you found this opportunity to attend an interview. What do you do after that? This is your opportunity. This is your chance to demonstrate that you're the right person, you are the right fit for the particular organization, to demonstrate that you are the better candidate than the next person. What do you do? So, number one, research the organization that you want to work for. Do a proper, thorough research. What do they do? Which industry are they operating in? Is it a non-profit? Is it a for-profit organization? What products are they producing? How is the makeup of their board? What exactly is it that is their mission? What are their goals? What are their objectives? All this, you can find it at the click of the button, because nowadays, most established organizations, they have got websites. The information is transparent and is available on various platforms on the internet. So do your research, find out whatever you can about the organization, because you will be asked in one way or another what you know about that organization. And you need to establish that, of course, I do know a lot about this organization, because that will determine your fit with the organization. It will determine if you are really interested in working with that organization. You need to know the culture of the organization. Do you align with the culture? You need to know the values of the organization. Do you align with the values of the organization? So that is very important. You don't want to get into the interview room. They asked you, what do you know about this organization? And you start scratching your head. You start thinking, I think that, I think, then they are going to question you if you are truly interested in what it is that they are doing. Number two, pull out that job description and start streamlining your technical skills against what is written in the job description, so that when you get into the interview room, you should be able really to demonstrate that I've got the right technical capabilities to do this particular job. You could be having a broad range of technical skills, but it is those specific skills that they want that you should demonstrate that you also have, and you can do it efficiently. Do that. How do I handle petty cash? How do I write a project proposal? How do I write a budget? How do I do marketing? How do I convince a customer? Depending on the job description that was produced. Number three, find out where the interview is going to be conducted in good time, in advance. Read the invitation letter, whether it's a verbal invitation. Ask them, where are the interviews going to be held? Where are you located? Get familiar with that location. If it is a written invitation, go through it line by line. Don't miss on the detail. Important detail. Sometimes they may tell you that the interview will not be held at the office. Maybe it will be held at a certain hotel. You need to be aware of that information beforehand. Know the location. Give yourself enough time to start off from home. You already know the location. You get there. You at least you have some breathing time. You have some time to rest. You don't have to arrive at the place like out of breath. First impression really matters. Number four, to block off the time for the interview. If it's going to take maybe in the morning, block off an entire morning. If it's going to be in the afternoon, block off an entire afternoon. If the time is vague, block off the entire day. And you know the specific amount of time that has been set aside for the interview. Ask them, how long will this interview take? How long will it be for? Is it going to be for an hour? Is it going to be for 2 hours? What is my allocated time? for this interview? Is it an oral interview or is it a written interview or is it both? I can give you a personal example. I once attended a certain interview. They told me a time, of course. I went there, but I had only allocated a few hours. And I was also supposed to travel a very long distance after the interview. But they delayed conducting the interview until it came a time then I had to give up. I said, okay, I'm no longer attending this interview because I have to go to such a city. So I had these competing priorities to attend to. So I missed out on that particular interview. But in this day and age, when the jobs are scarce, and the jobs are hard to come by, you have to provide for your family. You don't have to do what I did. Make sure that you have set aside enough time to attend this interview, because you really need to get this job. Number 5, it's not only about the technical skills, it's more also about the soft skills. Most jobs are being taken over by the machines. So you don't have to go there as a machine, because a machine can easily do your work as well. Machines these days are being perfected to the point that they can do a human's job. But the only thing that the machine cannot do is to demonstrate the soft skills. How are your interpersonal skills? How are you going to blend in with the team that you're going to work with? Smile when you get into the room. Engage with the interviewing panel. You have good interpersonal skills. All that, they are able to sense it in the interview room. The way you are responding. Are you personable? Are you somebody who is empathetic? There are some questions that they will ask you just to find out how you have ever solved problems. I will do another episode where I will talk about the frequently asked questions in an interview. But right now, I just want to advise that you have to work on your soft skills. Number 6, confidence, confidence, confidence. Be confident, be clear. Of course, there is a thin line between confidence and arrogance. So make sure that you don't cross this thin line. Because if you are overly confident, they may interpret that as arrogance. So you may miss out on a job because maybe you are presenting to be arrogant. People who you are going to work with are there. So if you are coming by as being arrogant, it can be a turn-off to most people. So just make sure that you do not cross that thin line between confidence and arrogance. But be firm, emphasize your point, and also be clear. Finally, you've done all that you had to. You prepared for this particular interview, researched about the organization. You answered everything with clarity and confidence, not coming out as being arrogant. You've demonstrated your technical and soft skills. You've done all that there is to do for an interview. You've left the interview room. You've gone back home. What is it that you have to do? You know, sometimes these decisions of recruitment are so hard to make. Maybe you may have people who are equally capable of doing the job. You have people who are equally qualified for the position. Now, that's where the grace comes in. As a believer, you just have to pray and trust God. Pray for his mercy, pray for his grace, pray for his favor. Stand on God's promises, stand on his word. I'll just close by reading the book of Revelations 3, verse 7, which says, "And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these things says he who is holy, he who is true, he who has the key of David, he who opens and no one shuts, and shuts and no one opens. He opens and no one shuts, and shuts and no one opens. If the blessing is yours, it will be yours. If God has opened that door for you, the job will be yours. Just stand on the promises of God, and no one is going to snatch that blessing from you. All the best as you are planning to attend this interview, or if you are waiting for the results of the interview, all the best as well. And all the best if you're looking also for a job, especially as we are approaching this new year. Thank you so much, friends. Be blessed.